Hi, Michelle here from Bloomella, and we are studying greens today. So I am showing how we can mix basic yellows and blues, but also add other colour variations as well to create more popping greens and a great variety to use in different projects. So if you want to see how we can create these, then let's get started. Hi, Michelle here from Bloomella, and I've got my trusty pad and my 8 Artify brush, and I'm just going to look at mixing some different greens. So as you know, we've got our usual yellow, which is like a Hansa yellow, and then we've also got our standard blue. So if we look at something like a cobalt blue or an ultramarine that I've got here, ultramarine, and you mix that together and you get a really pretty blue colour. We can do that on the paper as well, like this. If we grab a bit of our Hansa yellow and just mix that across the paper and lay that down, and then add a little bit of our ultramarine. You can see when these two mix, it's going to create a really pretty green colour, which is what we've mixed here on our palette. So looking at other types of yellows and other types of blues that I've got on my palette, what other mixes can we do to create more interesting greens? So if we take, for example, a more of a orangey yellow, like this Hansa Deep, and we mix that with more of a turquoise, we can see what sort of green that we receive after we've mixed that together, which is a super pretty colour, which is more of a avocado green. So you can see already by mixing up the initial colours that we're mixing together, you can create different variations of pretty greens. So we've used the Hansa yellow and the turquoise. We can also look at mixing together a really pretty ochre, which is more of a tan, and then we can add a little bit of cobalt blue to that. And as you can see, this is created more of a dull green. It's kind of a little bit grey as well, maybe more like a jade. So then looking at other colours that we can mix together to try and create these greens as well. Sticking with our yellow, little hair on the palette, if we stick with soft fibre, if we stick with our original Hansa yellow, and maybe add a little bit of a purple tone as well. So if we use like an amethyst, what sort of green are we going to get there? And we can even add a tiny bit of our original ultramarine as well, and a little bit more of that yellow. And you can see then we've got a much more vibrant shade mixing those colours together. So that is a really nice green. That's more like a olive green or a matcha green. That's super pretty. And if I just put the colours below so you can see for ease, we added a little bit of that purple, which is amethyst. We added a little bit of this Hansa yellow light, and we added a little bit of that ultramarine together. So that combination created a really pretty olivey green. And then what if we try something slightly different, where we start off with a new gombrage colour, which is slightly more of an orangey yellow, phthalo blue. Now that's created a really pretty green, as you can see. So this one is a lot stronger in colour. It's more of a sort of bluegrass green. And that was mixing the phthalo blue and the new gombrage. Trying to remember the mixes as I go along. So as you can see, we've already created several different types of greens using different variations of yellow and different variations of blue, and even trying a little bit of purple as well. So I really hope this helped you with mixing different colour greens and coming up with different concepts of creating different colours within that green palette. I really hope this helps, and don't forget to follow me on bloomella.art as well on my website, and you can subscribe on there. And there's a 26 free page to Welcome to Watercolour if you're new to watercolour and would like some more tips and tricks on mixing colours, what brushes I use and palettes and various things like that. So thanks very much for watching.